Hi guys, Ronnie here. Thanks for stopping by again. So I'm at the point in this console table build where I'm ready to do the drawers. I mentioned in a previous video I'm building this for my wife and making a time-lapse video of it as well, but I'm to the point of building drawers. So I thought I'd stop because I found a new technique that I'm really excited about. I've never done before and it really wasn't that hard to figure out. See, in the past I've used 3/4 inch plywood and pocket holes, but this time I wanted to use 1/2 inch. I've tried 1/2 inch before as well with pocket holes and micro jig. It just didn't work out for me. So I did some research and I found the Rabbet and Dado joint technique. Tried it, worked out great for me. I love it. Hopefully it'll help some of you guys out. So I want to bring you in, show you why I like it, show you how I set up to do it, and get you on your way to do it yourself. So let's get going. So with this overhead view of the notch, you can see, to me, there's a couple of advantages right off the bat. And the first being the additional surface area that you get for connecting the two pieces together. So you have a 1/4 inch up, 1/4 inch over, 1/4 inch up, 1/4 inch over. So you got 1 full inch of surface area to secure that notch. Second thing is the back half of this front panel, front and back are the same. But the back half of this front panel's rabbet is secured and supported by this side of the notch on the side panel. You see that? So as you're opening and closing the drawer, this is supported, and that's less apt to pull the front away if you just used a butt joint. So I think those are two great advantages to this type of joint. Okay, all 4 sides are just set in place. They're not secured at all. But I just wanted to show you. I don't know how easy it's going to be to see on video, but these are actually really, really close. Really close. I can barely feel the side sticking out here, and then on the bottom it's like I mean, I could sand that down. This other side, to me, feels spot on. Spot on. Even without it being secured. I'm liking it. Okay, I wanted to show you how even these grooves all line up for the bottom panel. And that's just from the dado, from setting it up and cutting all your pieces at once. You can see it all lines up. This isn't even put together securely. It's just I got it set on this cardboard. So that's a great advantage there. All right, a side note I just wanted to throw in, when you're working with 1/2 inch plywood, check multiple pieces together, because a lot of times it's not really 1/2 inch. Like I got 4 together here. This is really 1 7/8 inch thick. So that means when I'm using the 2 sides, you know, I got to figure out, I got to add a 1/16 to the front and back to bring it out to the correct width, being that this isn't really 1/2 inch. All right, this is the first drawer that I have put together. It's not actually secured, but using this technique, I want to show you how simple it is. So these are the sides. So the sides, each side gets the bottom panel groove ripped all the way. And then you have the 2 dados up each front and back. So those are the 2 sides. The front and the back, they're the same with each other. You run the same groove for the panel on the bottom, but then on the opposite side on each end, it's rabbeted out to fit into the dados of the sides. So I will show you how I dialed in my table saw to achieve this. So I installed the 2 blades that make a 1/4 inch on my dado set and raised it up a 1/4 inch. I start by testing out a board, do one end, flip it over, do the other, check for how much material is left in the middle. As you can see, I need to raise the blade some, so I do so a little bit at a time. And then here it is, even thinner, so then I do it one more time. All right, I wanted to show you with a couple of passes and just micro adjustments, I got it down to where the middle is just paper thin. So I'm happy with that. I don't know if you can see. Can you see how much material is left? Right there. Very paper thin. That tells me it's dialed in right to the middle of my material. So the height is adjusted. Now the next step I want to get is the quarter inch groove in from the edge. I want to dial that in. So I use the same measuring tool. I put it at a 1/2 inch so I can go against the dado stack and then up against the fence, and that gives me a 1/4 inch gap there. I'll take another test piece and run it through a couple times. I'll do this. I did it off camera 3 or 4 times to get the right fit. It's just a matter of being patient and making micro adjustments each time you go along the way. Okay, this is where we're at so far. I've got the side, representing the side cut out. I got the groove for the bottom, the dado for the front and back panel, and here's the front and back. I've got so far the groove cut out. And as you can see, the slot groove for the bottom is automatically lined up because we ran each piece through the same setting on the table saw. Now the only thing left to do is to cut out the outside part, to rabbet the outside part of each end, the opposite side of the groove of the front and back, each end, to fit into the slot in the drawer. So I'll show you how I do that. Okay, since I need to rabbet the opposite side on each end of the front and back all the way to the edge, I got to have my fence up against the dado stack. Well, I don't want my metal fence up against the dado stack, so what I do, and I'm moving this fence, by the way, if it happens to be where I actually have it dialed in right, I could just use a groove in one of these boards and line it back up and put the fence up so I have the same distance. But what I do is I have a spare 1.5 by 1.5 part 2x4, and then I just clamp it on each end of the fence. And then move the board all the way up against the blades, sacrificial fence type fence. So then I'm going to run, again, the opposite side of the groove. I'm going to rabbet each end and we'll fit it together with the side and see how it works. So off camera I made micro adjustments and I probably went through it 3 or 4 times to get it dialed in. I'm not saying that part's easy, but once you get it dialed in, I'm pretty happy with that joint. And then this feels really, really super smooth. Little bit proud on this side, but that'll sand down. And I was thinking about it, and remember the plywood isn't exactly 1/2 inch. My dado blade is exactly a 1/4 inch. So I think that leaves, you know, like a 30-second here and there. But I'd rather have that 32nd of an inch proud on this side because it's just easy sand job, and have a nice corner like that. Not too shabby. So since this video is just about joinery, I'm not going to go through the whole build of the drawer. I might save that for a later time. But the bottom panel is just a 1/4 inch. I'm going to use MDF because that's pretty much a true 1/4 inch, and that fits nice and snug in there. Just measure to fit and you're good to go. Again, I'm really excited about this technique. I love learning new things and actually accomplishing them. So let me know what you guys do. If this encourages you, I'll catch you on the next video.